I don't think this fight answers all the questions about if he can compete at heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you beat Tony Bellew in his retirement fight and he was winning on the cards when he shouldn't have been, or everybody said there's no reason for him to be winning decisions, right? And that he found a home and was connecting on right hands. It's like it was a great knockout. It was not a great performance. It was, you know what I mean? Like it was a great knockout, but the performance could have been better. He didn't run away with every round like he did in the World Boxing Super Series final, where you're just like, yeah, he just pitched a shutout. Right. He wasn't pitching a shutout, you know?
Yeah, I mean, could he outbox someone like Luis Ortiz? Could he outbox even a Parker? I mean, Parker, maybe, but Parker's not a bad boxer. Could he outbox a Tyson Fury and do some damage? Can he hurt those guys?
I mean, and those are people who have, like, look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury has tremendous advantages. Yeah. He's way taller, has a way longer reach. He's a much, much bigger man, right? Like, and I think that I mentioned this on Facebook. I should pull up the Facebook post, man. I was getting hate for saying that Luis Ortiz could – people thought that was ridiculous, that I thought that Luis Ortiz could cause problems for –
That's plausible.
That's crazy. I didn't even read that post. Was that on Rick Glazer's post?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it was.
I just saw that you posted, but I didn't read it.
So he said, because he said that first. The first thing that he said was he basically said he would dust Luis Ortiz like no problem, right? And I was like, well, I just don't think the math adds up, right? Like, I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, yes, but an aging Tony Bellew who is winning on the cards and doing that doesn't mean that you would dust Luis Ortiz, like that it would be easy. Like, I don't know why you would think it would be easy, that's an easy fight. And so I commented as much, and I received some hate for that.
Really? I gotta go back and read that.
I had someone post on my thing, commenting back and forth like 10 times on that because giving me hate on the Luis Ortiz.
You got him triggered.
I'm not alone. These guys are up here with me, man.
That's funny. Well, you know, the one thing that I wonder sometimes is when you're a good boxer, when you clean out a division, I get that there's motivation to move up in weight class, probably for the money. Promoters want you to move up to make some big money fights or some unification or some instant title fight, but I mean, wouldn't it be more satisfying to stay in that division and just own it for a long time? I don't know. What do you think? Since you're a pro boxer, I mean, why move up if you beat everybody? Stay there and let people come to you, right?
I had that opinion about, say, Mikey Garcia jumping back and forth between weight classes. Crawford, so I prefer one to dominate their division for years and years.
Yeah, and to be clear, for Steven, I'm not saying that he couldn't beat Ortiz. I'm just saying that performance doesn't just equate to an absolute demolition of Ortiz. I don't look at it and think that it's an easy fight by any stretch of the word. Luis Ortiz is a talented fighter. So
depends how his power carries over. And there's always that saying too in boxing that a good big man always beats a good small man. Yeah. So and then he's a great small. He's not small, but going up to heavyweight, he'd be a great small man versus good big man. You know, and man, that extra weight carries. It's not like he's gonna gain weight and then he's gonna be like a 225, but there's gonna be solid 225ers that naturally move, you know, in that weight. So I think it's a mistake.
I don't know if it's a mistake. I mean, he could definitely do it. You look at, there's been successful transitions. The thing is, and what do you guys think about this? So one of the comments I made on this was that I think it's the hardest transition of any. Compared to, like, let's say we were talking about moving from welterweight to super welterweight or something like that. When you're talking about a guy going to heavyweight, he's dealing with people who don't really have to deal with weight cut issues and people who are, you know what I mean? Like, so like the distribution of where a fighter can be is so much greater. Like, if you look at Deontay Wilder, he was 215 for his last fight against Luis Ortiz. And then you look at Anthony Joshua, he's 260. No other weight class has to deal with that type of discrepancy. Yeah. Right? So, like, the move to heavyweight in particular is a harder move than any other weight class move.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
What I'm saying. Especially now with even bigger and bigger heavyweights. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're massive.
Yeah.
Like I just don't feel like men used to. I don't know, Coach. You probably have a better idea, but men in the heavyweight division, I don't think used to be like 6'9" and like.
No, you know what's crazy?
Yeah, exactly.
Even in the amateurs now, I'm seeing heavyweights that are humongous, man.
Yeah.
And we've got some big heavyweights. I mean, we got some guys that are like 6'4". 6'4" is not small. And I was talking to a heavyweight the other day, and he's like, "There's bigger guys than me, huh?" I'm like, "Dude, there's massive guys right now." I mean, there's one out of Broadway, there's a couple out of Carson. I mean, we're talking like 6'7".
Yeah.
And not just like really skinny, really. I mean, these guys are filled out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know how old Usyk is, but why not pick a fight with Ward?
I
Pick a
just
fight.
said that.
Pick
actually.
a fight with the Crusher.
Well, he's smaller and kind of on the end of it.
But that's what he should do. Why not be the big man and pick on smaller guys instead of going up and letting the big guys pick on you?
To that point, I actually just said on the chat a second ago that I think Ward would be the best fight for him right now. Before going to heavyweight, go to Andre Ward, because one of those two men is going to make. I mean, Andre Ward already has a great legacy, but that fight for either of them, the winner is like
pound for pound.
Yeah, like easily, right? Whoever wins that one, you're like, oh, that's the guy.
Well, I wouldn't say there's a lot of hype on Usyk because he's proven. I wouldn't call it hype, but there's a lot of excitement. The way that he moves, everybody says he's just a bigger version of Lomachenko. There's the way that these Ukrainian guys are fighting right now with really good movement, angles, and just that southpaw that's always giving people problems.
Yeah.
I think, the Ward fight would be really exciting. Yeah, and from there, that's a good launching pad for both of them, win or lose. They say, well, now I'm going to heavyweight. Either one, win or lose, go to heavyweight.